All right, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping straight into an absolutely relentless, fast-paced survival journey. If you are into progression fantasy, crazy meticulous planning, and honestly, some of the most satisfying revenge plots out there, you are gonna love this. We're looking at a world where the heat is literally deadly, humanity is completely pushed to the brink, and our protagonist is the absolute only person who knows exactly what's about to hit them.
Okay, let's dive into this. Picture this. What would you actually do if you woke up, realized you'd been given a second chance at life, but you had exactly 1 month before the entire planet turned into a giant melting oven? I mean, that's wild, right? But that is the exact apocalyptic countdown our protagonist, Suchin, is facing. He has exactly 30 days to prepare for the literal end of the world.
Now, to really get why Suchan is so intensely driven, you've got to understand what he went through the first time around. In his first life, he was just a regular, hard-working delivery guy. He literally starved himself, sacrificed everything just to keep his girlfriend Shokin fed for 5 years. And his reward for being the nice guy? She brutally betrayed him and had him murdered for his last few scraps of food. Yeah. So in his second life, that nice guy is gone. The new Suchan is heavily armed, fiercely prepared, and completely ruthless.
So, you're probably wondering, how does the delivery guy actually survive the apocalypse? Well, he awakens some seriously overpowered abilities. Suchan unlocks this spatial storage that spans over 10,000 meters. And the best part? It operates as a frozen dimension, meaning the food inside literally never spoils. Add to that a spatial jump, basically short-distance teleportation up to 3 meters, and he's got the absolute perfect toolkit to secretly drain whole warehouses, markets, and factories overnight without leaving a single trace.
So the crucial point here is the sheer scale of what he pulls off. 3 billion. That is the staggering monetary value of the resources Suchan manages to secretly hoard. To put that into perspective, we are talking millions of dollars in instant noodles, purified water, high-end restaurant meals, and thousands of tons of smokeless charcoal and edible ice. Securing a massive, mountain-sized stockpile like this before anyone else even suspects the world is ending, that is just the ultimate progression fantasy power move.
His preparation plays out like this super suspenseful movie countdown. 1 month out, he opens 80 different bank accounts just to max out loans. I mean, who cares about credit scores when the world's ending, right? A week out, he sells his house at a massive discount for instant liquid cash and buys up 2,000 tons of charcoal and ice. 1 day prior, he rolls up and rents out the heavily fortified presidential suite at the Green City Hotel. And then, Day 0 hits right on schedule.
And the horrors of Day 0 are absolutely insane. The solar apocalypse is triggered by this catastrophic mutation of the moon. It starts emitting this terrifying searing red aura that pushes the Earth's surface temperature well past 100 degrees Celsius. Power plants explode, asphalt literally melts to the bone. And while the rest of the world is boiling outside in a total panic, our guy Suchin is chilling inside his AC-cooled pool, eating a massive luxury banquet.
But you know, Suchan isn't just focused on living comfortably. He's got a seriously dark mindset now. He vows, the pain I felt, they will feel 100 times more. This chilling promise is aimed straight at his former bullies and, of course, his treacherous ex-girlfriend Shunkin. And well, karma works fast. They coincidentally end up trapped in the very same hotel, begging at his reinforced bulletproof door for just a drop of water.
And outside, it's pure nightmare fuel. The apocalypse almost instantly breeds these things called drought demons. They're basically sun-scorched human mutations. See, if someone dies exposed to that extreme heat, or if they resort to consuming human flesh to survive, they mutate. And the truly terrifying part about them? They actually retain fragments of their past life memories and intelligence, but it's all completely overwritten by this immense, violently uncontrollable hunger.
And this brilliantly illustrates Suchan's first major physical level up. He orchestrates this conflict that leads to the death of a corrupt boss, Mr. Sun. Suchan then extracts a super rare purple evolution crystal from the guy's mutating corpse. By consuming its energy, it's like a massive video game stat boost. He gains extreme heat resistance and this crazy powerful berserker state. So now he's no longer just a smart guy with a gun, he is rapidly becoming superhuman.
So he doesn't wait long to take these new powers for a spin. His ex-girlfriend Shokin finally succumbs to her terrible choices and mutates into a massive, super violent drought demon, and she happens to have unique regenerative abilities. Well, Suchan steps right out and brutally tests his new berserker strength by literally tearing her limbs off over and over in this incredibly action-packed, satisfying revenge sequence. Her incredible regenerative mutation actually just becomes her own endless, agonizing nightmare.
But, the heat wave is really just phase 1. The melting ice caps end up triggering massive global flooding, which drags completely new submerged threats up to the surface. Case in point, Sunchan comes face to face with a massive, mutated Golden King Cobra covered in impenetrable scales. To conquer this boss, he actually has to leave his cushy hotel and dive headfirst into the flooded, boiling ruins of the city. So how does he even handle a monster like that?
Here's how that brutal takedown actually goes down. When his steel blade completely shatters against the snake's scales, Suchan doesn't even flinch. He uses that raw berserker strength to punch the beast's head directly into the solid concrete, and then physically tears its massive body in half. Just wild. He rips out its evolutionary core, consumes it, and acquires 2 incredibly vital abilities: water breathing and ice manipulation.
Now, what's really interesting about how the world builds from here is the politics of it all. The flooded city basically fractures into 4 major power factions. You've got Suchan's Green Hotel holding down the west. Up north, there's the northern tribe run by the Corpse Queen. Down south, you have the Devourers, a vicious cannibal clan. And in the east, the terrifying Rat Army. Suchan knows that to truly secure his future, he can't just hide out. He has to systematically conquer every single one of them.
So, remembering a horrific, unstoppable plague from his past life, Suchan sets his sights on the east. With total urgency, he launches a high-stakes solo infiltration mission straight into the submerged science university. His main objective? Hunt down the so-called Rat King and his horde and wipe them out before their numbers can multiply and spread a deadly disease across the remaining human safe zones. Inside the university, he hits a massive roadblock: Captain Guo, this heavily mutated sumo wrestler turned giant rat. Guo has this impenetrable armor of regenerative fat that just absorbs physical blows like they're nothing. So what's Suchan's incredibly gruesome cinematic solution? He bypasses the armor entirely. He literally shoves a highly volatile, exploding weapon battery directly into the sumo rat's mouth, blowing the guy completely apart from the inside out. Now, the mastermind behind all this madness is the mad scientist Liu Hian. He's the creator of the Apocalypse gene. And this dark mutation serum, it wasn't some lab accident. He actively crafted it through endless torturous experiments on his very own surviving classmate. It's a seriously dark piece of lore. It just hits the nail on the head regarding the horrifying lengths humanity will go to force evolution when the world ends.
The final confrontation with Liu Hian is intense, but Suchan ultimately destroys the scientist from the inside out, locking in his 3rd massive power leap. By consuming the Rat King's core, he gets this terrifying new ability to control rats and corpses. And if that wasn't enough, he gets a huge permanent boost to his berserker strength and supercharges his ice abilities. He is quite literally becoming an unstoppable juggernaut at this point.
With the university cleared out, Suchan manages to escort a highly valuable team of rescued medical students over to the Rashing safe zone. Doctors are practically unicorns in this new world. But almost the second he arrives, Suchan realizes that the politics of human survival are way dirtier than the mutants outside. This so-called military sanctuary, it's actually steeped in some incredibly deep, dark corruption. See, the guy running it, City Lord Jiang, has this flawless public image. He acts like the benevolent savior giving hope and order to desperate refugees. But his secret reality? Absolute nightmare fuel. Behind closed doors, he is actively rounding up innocent, unsuspecting refugees and trading them to the cannibalistic Devourer tribe down south. And he's doing it just to get enough food to keep himself and his inner circle fat and powerful.
Suchan's response to finding this out is swift, explosive, and honestly super satisfying. We'll call it the cleansing. He single-handedly slaughtered the Devourer tribe right at the gates. He publicly exposes Lord Jiang's sick deals to the entire military base. And for the grand finale, in a completely ruthless climax, Suchan drops a live grenade directly into the mouth of the Lord's incredibly arrogant, corrupt son, obliterating that terrible leadership in one fell swoop.
From all that chaos and corruption, Suchan looks to a guy he knows he can trust, General Gao, an honorable military man. Suchan tells him, "Together, we can build a base that truly belongs to humanity." And he backs it up. He empowers General Gao to take command, handing over enough of his secretly hoarded supplies to feed thousands of people for months. They finally establish a fair, genuinely utopian safe zone, completely free from tyranny.
Let's move to and see how this builds into his next huge arc. With the safe zone up and running, Suchan knows his progression demands much heavier firepower. He teams up with this elite special ops soldier, Bai Kang, and they dive deep down into a completely submerged, flooded military base. The goal? Simple. Secure advanced weaponry and heavy ammunition to defend their newly formed home.
But those depths?
they hide some absolutely terrifying, unseen secrets. As they're swimming through these pitch-black flooded corridors, they realize they're not alone. Trapped deep underwater, literally running out of breath, and suddenly surrounded by the glowing eyes of countless mutated aquatic ghouls, what in the world will our protagonists do next? You're definitely going to have to join me for the next explainer to find out. Keep exploring, keep reading, and I'll see you all next time.